so exciting, and I am so happy and thankful for all of your support and everything you have done to make this possible. I would like to welcome Sowah Mensah to our school, and he has worked with the kids all week. He is a master drummer from Ghana, and he currently teaches at McAllister College in Minnesota, which is where he resides and lives. He has traveled all over the world and done this residency with many different students, adults, and so many areas. It's crazy. He's only not been to one state in the entire United States, which is insane. So we are insanely grateful to have him here, and we're gonna play? We're gonna start with a welcome song to welcome you.
Good evening, everybody. Hello? It's a real pleasure to be here working with the students this week, not only the elementary school, but some of them from the middle school and the high school. And Sowah has done an incredible job working with these students. The stuff that they're going to do is hard, it's really hard. But he's really worked. I'm here just to take the credit. She did all the work. What you heard is called Dagara Welcome Song. I come from Ghana, if you know anything about countries in Africa. No talking. No talking.
Sorry.
I come from Ghana in West Africa. People, when they think about African music, everybody usually thinks that it's all drumming and drumming and drumming. That is not true at all. Where this music comes from, this instrument that I play, this xylophone, is called Gil. Up there in northern Ghana, they don't have big forests, and they don't have large trees that they can carve, get logs and carve drums like these. They don't have that. And so this is the instrument they use for all their musical occasions. So they use in accompanying singing, in accompanying dancing, they play by themselves. And so on. In the South, we play drums. I come from the South, from the coast. And so this piece, as its name suggests, will be used to welcome people to any event. It could be, it doesn't matter what event, but any social occasion or any event, we play to welcome as people come in and so on. So this is your official welcome to this evening's concert. We're going to move on with these young drummers. They're going to play part of what I call Sowah's drum sequence. The sequence is a very large one. The older kids will play a bigger portion of it. But it has drumming, it has songs, and it has, if you do the full thing, then you also include dances. But it's a series of events that happen. And what we're going to do here is, we'll start with what I call follow your leader. So I'm going to make stuff up. I have no idea what I'm going to do. But they got to watch me and copy what I'm playing. And so they really got to watch me and try and copy everything out. And then we'll move from that into what I call question and answer. I'll ask them the question on my drum, and then they make up their own answer on their drum. So they can make up anything, but there are guidelines. They can't just play anything at all. They make it up, but they have to make sure they wait for the question to end, and then they play the answer. And then I will play the question again. So they have to end their answer before I repeat the question. And I can ask them to repeat their question. I can ask them, someone else to play. I can ask everybody to copy the last question. But they don't know which way I'm going to go. That is how music is. You have to learn the material, you have to know, and know the cues. But when you start playing, you don't know where it's going to go. The leader who's leading you does not determine ahead of time, we're going to play this phrase 4 times and do this 6 times. We don't do that. If it feels good, you stay there for a while. If it doesn't feel good, you move on. And so when I hear the answer, then I decide what I'm going to do with it. Their job is to stay very focused and concentrate on me. Because if they space out and they turn their heads away from me, they will make mistakes. And when they make mistakes, you will see them. You see those who are making mistakes, those who are paying attention. Our music calls for a very high level of concentration and focus. People don't know that. And to play it well, you really have to, stay in the pocket, stay in the zone, and just focus on that. I've been to over 2,000 schools in this country. There are schools that have gone. There's the leading school I've done like 25 years in a row. Every year I go for 1 week. There are schools I've done 18 years in a row, 15 years in a row. like that 12 years in a row. And what the schools realize is when I come play with them, I don't tell them, I just tell them to watch, that's all. But if they do it, they realize that all it takes is to watch and you will be okay. And my hope is that if they take this focus for this music to their classrooms, then they will do well. They'll be able to listen to their teacher. You know how long the attention span is with the kids these days? And that's the reason why, I get invited back, because they realize that, when Sowah comes and goes, the kids really focus in class and so on. So, anyway, I'm happy to be here. I've been to Wisconsin many times. I've done many colleges and schools here, but this is the first time that Ms. Weeman has invited me to Fitchburg. When she said Fitchburg, I said, where's that? But I know Madison, I know Milwaukee very well. And, I drive here to the East Coast and all over the country. So we're going to do a short version of Sowah's drum sequence. And you say something? Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
Okay, don't. Yes, okay. Yeah, no, I forgot to.
Chairs are short. One. Another great round of applause for these drummers, the young drummers. Where I come from, music is a way of life. As a matter of fact, there are over 700 languages in Africa. In Ghana, we have 53 languages. We don't have a word for music. We don't have that word. Not in any African language. Because we don't see music as something in itself that you just do, but it's there. Music is part of everything that you do. I've been telling the students that the way I grew up, every game that children play includes a song and movement. And so if you're going to be a child and you're going to play with other kids, you will sing and you will dance. Every time. Think about it. Every game. You play hide and seek, but you don't sing when you play. We play hide and seek, we sing to play. We play tag, we sing to play. Every game that children play includes a song and dance. So we don't even have a word for music. That tells you that music is integral to everyday life. And dance as well. As they play, you're going to feel like you want to move your body. It is okay, because to the African, the music that is good for you is the music that wants your body to move. So if you're hearing music and your body does not feel like music moving, that's bad music. It's bad music for you. So, and you find music everywhere. You don't want to bring a plumber to your house, because you bring a plumber to your house and they're working on, your bathroom, the sinks, and every movement that they make music to it. They will whistle, they will sing, and they move everything in rhythm and so on. You don't want to go to a construction site, because it's all music. As they work, they're singing, and so on and so forth. We're going to share with you music that is part of agriculture. This is Dagomba harvest. The Dagomba people live in northern Ghana, and they play this instrument. This is the main instrument that they play. And we're going to play a piece that I use it to teach beginning improvisation for young players. And so we're going to set it up in a very simple way. There's a phrase, and each student has to play the phrase twice. And then they improvise over the framework twice. And then they play the phrase again. And then they are done, and then the next person comes in. Whilst one of them is leading the phrase, everyone else responds. So I'm going to ask you to participate in the response. I'm going to ask you to clap. Okay? It's a very simple clap. Watch. No. You do it with me. Okay? Ready? Okay. Now, can you play the call for us? Mm-hmm. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. You're playing with me.
Okay.
Oh, just play loud. Some of you are still watching here. You can't do that. You see they're doing that?
Yeah.
That's what they've had to go through all week. Watching the person they need to watch. One more time. Don't watch it. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
She wasn't watching either. For the adults, I'll share something with you. It's not for the kids. African languages, many African languages are tonal languages. European languages are not tonal. our languages are tonal. Not all of them, but most of them. In a tonal language, the inflection of a word is very crucial because you can have the same word, but depending on the inflection and the pitch level, the meaning changes. And for instance, in my language, the most dangerous word to use is the word, if you write it, it would be L-A, just L-A. But that word could mean fire, it could mean dream, it could mean to tie something, it could mean blood, it could mean a suburb, it could mean sing, it could connote a song, L-A. So it depends on the pitch level where you put it. So I can say, la, manche la, nimoko la la la. I said the chief of a suburb dreamt about somebody who was singing a song. Okay, so because of that, if you can attain the basic pitch levels in the language on any sound-making object, you can play what you say and it's exactly the same. And so where I come from, we don't recite poetry. Poetry is played on drums, and people sit down to listen to the poetry. Announcements traditionally were made on sound-making objects. And so I'm going to play something that most of you know if you've been to a church before, just to give you a taste of what we're doing. Let us pray. Young Eja, who was so, our Father who art in heaven, Uding Hunto, hallowed be thy name. Wahinimra, thy kingdom come. So I can play the entire Lord's Prayer on this drum for you. We'll share with you Dagomba Harvest. Dagomba. You guys ready? They are the ones going to improvise. Don't watch them. Be playing with them. All right? These songs are part of the full sequence, but they come from a dance from southeastern Ghana called Bobo, among the evidence of southeastern Ghana. Bobo is a very popular dance. It's a feel-good dance. And there are many schools in southern Ghana, like elementary schools like this, they have a Bobo group. They play, sing, and dance, and so on. We're going to sing a couple of Bobo songs for you. And whilst they set up for the songs, I'm going to teach you the finale for this concert. It's one of my compositions that I wrote many years ago. And it's called CCC. The words of the song I took from a Ghanaian children's choosing recitation. It's kind of like any, many, many more. You know, if they want to decide who picks first or who jumps first, then you know the kids will sit and as they tap their feet, they recite CCC. I was commissioned to write it for an elementary band and chorus in Minnesota, so I decided to use the children's recitation to do that. So repeat after me. For those of you who are recording, you cannot put anything on social media. So if you're thinking social media, you should not. You can keep it in the family, if that's okay. After me, C, C, C. C, da, da, ko. Ta, ta, bongo. Bonkuto, prekon. Si, si, si. Si, da, da, ko. Ta, ta, bongo. Bonkuto, prekon. Are they ready?
Isn't this for vocal?
Yeah, Bobo song. Yeah.
Okay, good, okay.
I'm
Can I-
just teaching them. So.
Got it. Can I get more kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you know Ayelebi, Ayelebi, yay, yay, go to the risers. If you know Salah, got it? Salam alaikum, then go to the risers.
We'll come back and do this again. We'll keep working on it until we get to, the piece. All right. Let's try this first. Singers, quiet. No talking. Let's try it before we bring the drums in. Ayelevi no kulo mi do ba ba. No, you're not singing with me. That's the chord. Okay? I'll let you know when you respond. You know your response, so don't sing on the chord. Ayelevi no kulo mi do ba ba na yelevi. You're not singing together. So watch, then we can sing together, okay? This is just a calabash gourd. These calabash, they grow like pumpkin, squash, and so on. But the shell is a little harder. It's still very fragile. If I drop it, it's going to shatter to pieces. The Africans call this adinku. That's the name of the gourd. It's called adinku. And as I told you, music pervades all aspects of our lives. And so every organization has its own music that it plays. Not musical groups, not musical organizations. Social clubs. So, for instance, if the Lions Club were a club in Ghana or anywhere in Africa, they will have their own music that they play. And whenever they meet, they discuss whatever the things they're doing and so on, and then they set some time aside towards the end. They practice their music. All these organizations and clubs, they compose their own music, they teach their members, and when there's a function, something that going on in the members' family and they're going to go support them, they take their music to go play. And so you can go to a function and you can see about 8, 10 different musical groups performing. And they are all groups that are part of different organizations that have some relation with the family. And so we're going to share a name with you. We're going to do 2 songs. The first song is intended to advise young people to listen more than talk. And that if you talk all the time, you always get yourself in trouble because you end up saying something you shouldn't say. I'm sure you all know somebody who talks all the time and they always get themselves in trouble. And also that when you are around adults, you're encouraged to listen to them so that you can learn from their rich experiences. And that's what the first song is. The second song, Sin is So Mad, is a song that Africans think group first, all the time. Everything is about the group. It could be your family, it could be your house, it could be your neighborhood, it could be your city, it could be your square. Always, the group comes first before the individual. So if somebody tells you, oh, you're so stupid, you are not stupid, it doesn't matter. You don't get upset. But if they say, oh, you come from a stupid town, oh, that is not fine. Because it insulted their group. And so the group is always crucial. In the last song, Sin is So Mad, there's a song that is sung to remind people. Because sometimes there are people, when they're doing something, they think they are God's gift to the world. And they think they're the hippest, people around. Meanwhile, everybody thinks that they're making big fools of themselves. So if you put yourself in that situation, they'll sing that song for you. Or say it so bad. So those are the 2 songs. There are hundreds of other songs. So we'll share with you.
How many more do you need? If you don't have one right now, grab a mouth drum.
We're going to exploit the sounds from the gourd. So each of them, the top of the head is cut off. And there's a hole there. And then there's a hole at the bottom. There might also be a hole on the side instead of the bottom. So what we are doing, we're going to try, this gourd has a tone of its own. So, you hear that? So we're going to try to get this one. There's one here that's softer. So you're going to play it, against different parts of your body and so on. So, enjoy, I think.
We're almost ready again. Oh, sorry. Oh, duh. I know. I forgot.
big round of applause. Big round of applause. So we're going to play the older student high school kids. They're also going to do sort of sequence, and they're going to do a little more that we saw the first time. So we'll start the same way. We'll do a follow your leader, and then we'll break immediately into the bobble dance, which you had with songs, but we don't have songs on it yet. And then we'll split into two groups, come back, and then we go to the question and answer. But we're doing two of them. The same slow one that the younger group did, and then after that, we're going to crank it up. I'm going to set up one that is coming to them about 150 miles an hour. And so the window to react is very little, very, very short. And if they don't, they really have to stay in there. Otherwise, it will be a mess. So, and then after that, we're going to do another dance in which I'll set them up, and then I'll try to improvise to throw them off. If they don't stay together, it will fall apart. So, are they ready? C, C, C. C, da, da, ko. Ta, ta, bongo. Bongo to pregón. Hey, I'm working with you, you're watching them over there? You can't do that. Let's sing it together. Ready? Go. Si, 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 da, da, ko. Si, ta, 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 bongo. Ta, ta, bongo to pregón. Bongo to. One more time. Si, 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 da, da, ko. Ta, ta, bongo. Bongo to pregón. You know, these words don't mean anything. So if you butcher them, it's okay. All right? The kids will sing the rest of the song. But whenever we get to CCC, then you can join in and sing. All right? So we're going to do the older kids, Sowah's drum singers. Thank you very much. Now it's time for you to participate in here. We're going to do CCC. So we're going to bring on the band and the orchestra and all the kids and everybody here is going to join in singing songs. Now, Africans don't sing songs. We don't sing songs at all. As you can tell, when you have drumming being played at that intensity and you sing songs, nobody's going to hear the song. So our singing culture is really loud. Really loud. So this is your chance to show that you can sing out, all right? I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the school for inviting me and having me here. I've had a great time. The kids have worked really hard. We didn't just play music, just run the songs, but we talked about Ghana, we talked about the culture. They had a chance to ask questions. And one of the things that I told them that surprised them, and might still surprise some of you, is, if I meet each class, I saw every class in the school, I'll ask them, I talk about Ghana a little bit and ask them if they've eaten anything from Ghana before, and everybody says no. And I go, really? You guys eat stuff from Ghana all the time. And in this large crowd, I am sure at least 80% of you have eaten something from Ghana today. And those who haven't, you probably will eat something from Ghana before you go to sleep. Americans love chocolate. Most of them don't know where it comes from. They don't even know that cocoa beans are not grown in the United States. But Ghana is the world's largest producer of cocoa. And we ship most of our cocoa to the United States. And so I tell Americans, if you mess with us, we're going to cut off your cocoa supply. No more chocolate for you guys. What are you going to do? Those of you who are planning to eat some chocolate before you sleep tonight, what are you going to do? So don't mess with us, and people don't know that. So, you're not that far away from Ghana because there's a lot of things all over the world that we share, that gets recycled, but people don't know that. So, anyway, are we ready? Now, this is going to be tough because we have the song, the kids know the song well. The band and the orchestra, they work really hard. Our music is put together very differently from Western music. If you ask the conductors, they'll tell you. That is a theoretical basis. We don't count, we don't use time signatures, we are not thinking a downbeat, we are not thinking one. And so, when you write the music with Western notation, it's not easy, to feel it and to perform it. But I tell you, we worked really hard on it. The conductors, the choir director, the band, orchestra director, we've had to work really, really hard because it was totally out of their comfort zone and so on. So we'll sing it a little slower because we have to sing at the tempo that the band and orchestra can play. So please sing along. I'd like to thank the teachers. Again, it's been wonderful. It's been really fun working with this music department. And for my friend, Ms. Whelan, thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. I think we all need to give him a huge applause.
And for the students, thank you so much for hanging in. It's not easy hanging with me. They really have to stay tight and watch and play. So, but we've had a great time this week, and I'm sure that they will tell you at home. Thank you very much for having me, and thanks for coming to the concert.
Thank you.